Hi everyone, how are you this morning? Welcome to our training this week. So for those of you who didn't hear last week, we are now having our trainings on Mondays. So this is like Mindset Monday, getting you started for the week, getting you motivated for the week, all the M's that you can think of for Monday that are going to make you feel good. So welcome. So this is today's training. 5 ways to take care of you, to look after you. This is what it is all about today. We're giving you a self-care boost today. I have the most beautiful little self-care planner that we are giving away. So go ahead and just put maybe some flower emojis into the comments if you want to get your hands on that self-care planner. It is free. I'm just sending it to you. I'll send it to you in your inbox as a PDF. So the idea today, and I just got off of a phone call with my bestie. We've known each other since I was born. She was 2, and she came to the hospital where I was born at Adderdale Hospital in Perth, Western Australia. And she held me, and we have a photograph of her holding me when I was just born. So 40 years have passed, and we are still just such good friends. And as soon as I heard her voice on the phone today, where I saw her name come up on the phone, I had to answer it, and that's why we're a little bit behind time today. It's okay. And I saw her name and I just had to answer it. And then when I heard her voice, I just started to cry, and so did she. And we just had this moment of hearing each other's voices and just crying and laughing, because we were crying because we were happy. And it's been a little while since we've had a talk. And I just thought this couldn't have come at a more perfect time, and I couldn't have just had that conversation with her at a more perfect time, because we're talking about taking care of you today and filling your cup and nourishing you. And the last thing that she said to me, and we just got off of the phone, was, "I've gone from tears to smiles. Thank you so much." And it gives me goosebumps, because the same thing happened for me. I was maybe feeling I was feeling okay this morning, but I wasn't my normal, super high energized self. And now I am. And I can't tell you what that has done for me, for my day, and for hers as well. So we're going to talk about today just a few ways that you can really take care of you, really nourish you, really get you back into that high vibe state, and just feeling energetic, feeling happy, feeling joyful as well. So as you're coming in, just pop into the comments where you are, where you're coming in from. And let us know in the comments with some flower emojis if you would really like to get your hands on that beautiful, beautiful self-care planner as well. So let's see, where are we starting today? So I know that there is so much going on in the world right now, and I know many of you have been coming to me saying, "I'm feeling more anxious than normal. I'm feeling like my old depression is coming back. I'm feeling like I'm not handling things as well as I was. I'm having more downs than I, have." And when I was talking with my friend this morning, we were saying, it's okay. It's actually kind of universal at the moment that things are changing and things are shifting, and we're going through this huge planetary shift. We're going through our own internal shifts. We're going through a shift in consciousness. There's so much happening at the moment, and how grateful I am, and many of us are, to be on this earth now when we're having such a drastic change, or going through such drastic changes. But it can also feel kind of heavy sometimes. So we don't just have our own little bubble, our life to deal with. Often we have, other people's lives to deal with too. We're kind of forced sometimes to manage or wanting to manage outside factors that are way beyond our own individual control, reaching outside to grab and control and help, right? Outside stuff that's going on at the moment. So you only have to, turn on the news or open a newspaper, or even just go online on social media, and you're completely bombarded with so much of what is happening in the world. And it's becoming our lives could be really simple when we wake up in the morning, and then by 10 o'clock in the morning, all of a sudden it's really complex because of so much that's going on. And it's a lot for us to handle sometimes. So if you've been feeling a little bit overwhelmed, if you've been feeling like it's all been a little bit too much lately, you're not the only one. And we are here with you. And I have some tips today, just really simple ones to come back to looking after you, because I honestly believe that is number one. And imagine what that world would look like if we were all looking after ourselves, if we were all filling our own cups, if we were all not reaching outside for the love, appreciation, gratification, but we had all of that within us. Imagine how different this world today would look. And so that's kind of where, I feel like we're heading. And every time we show up for ourselves and we show up in this way, that we can be lifted, and then we can be lifting others as we go. So join me. And so unfortunately, sometimes this complexity that can happen around us, externally, very often externally, comes with these feelings of pressure and stress, sometimes avoidance, sometimes, very often, busyness, sometimes overwhelm. And at times it can kind of feel like this darker, deeper depression. So I'm just going to let you know again, we have that self-care planner. It is free. Just put some flower emojis into the comments and I will send that on over to you as a PDF, and you can use it to plan out your self-care for the next 7 days. And I know I often talk about self-love, right? And how we need to kind of get to those deeper layers and heal some stuff and like really know our worth and deservability. And we do that in the Rejuvenate program. But we don't want to take away from the benefits of self-care either. So we often talk about radical self-love. We have a whole module of it in the program. I think we did a workshop on it a couple of workshops ago. And just to understand that it's not just self-care that we need, that we do actually need to find that deeper worth, deservability, our personal power, all of that stuff. But that in the mix, the self-care can be so powerful in helping us to propel forward, helping us to move into better energy, helping us to be healthier and happier as we go. So what are some things that we can do to really nourish ourselves, to really look after us this week? What can we do? What can you do to really look after you this week? So the first one on my list is be okay with saying no. Be okay with saying no. And put your hand up in the comments if you're ready to take on this challenge with me, where you're going to say no to something this week, where somebody asks you to do something, or you feel that you have that obligation to do something, and then you decide, actually, do you know what? In my belly, it doesn't feel good. I really need some time for myself, or I really would like to be doing this other thing instead. And you're just going to say, no, thank you. No, thank you. So if you don't want to do something, it's okay to say no. Why do we have to wait for permission? I don't know. But I'm giving you permission. I'm giving you 100% permission to say no to something this week. So it doesn't mean saying no to it forever. So sometimes we can think, oh, if I say no to that, if I say no to going to a friend's place, that might mean that, she won't ask me again, or maybe I won't feel comfortable going over next time. But just remembering, like, saying no this week does not mean saying no forever. It just means you learning to be comfortable with what you want to do, what you feel is right for you. And that's a beautiful thing. So the second thing that we can do to really take care of ourselves, look after ourselves this week, is to really just allow your wise, loving adult into the room. And you guys will often hear me talk about the wise, loving adult. We dive deep, within the program, but in the trainings, I love to talk about the wise, loving adult as this wiser part of you, this higher self. You might say it's like your higher self, or an older version of you, someone who's been there, done that, moved through all the stuff, and just has this beautiful kind of mothering nature, right? So it might just be that mothering part of you. And how we think about things really determines how we feel about them. And so we really want to understand how we're thinking, and then how that's affecting our feelings, and bring in our wise, loving adult and be like, hey, sister, you're doing a good job. Like, you're doing really well. And just pinpoint all the pieces of our life that are going really well, and just give us that little lift that you would give to your child, or your niece, or your nephew, or a friend, and just be that person of support for you. It can be so powerful. And so just as you're moving around your day, if that inner critic comes up and it's like, you're not doing good enough or whatever it is, you could just be like, hey girl, I understand you've had a lot on your plate lately and I think you're doing amazing. I think you're doing such a good job of taking care of yourself, plus the family, plus, and all these other things. And just know that you are so loved and, so deserved to just take a little break now, right? And just allowing that wise, loving adult to start playing a part in your life, because as we do that more and more and more, we kind of get more centered, and we get more centered in our worth and in our deservability, and that's where we want you to be. Absolutely. Okay, so hey, as you're coming in, just saying hi, and just just let us know where you're coming in from. And if you want a copy of the free self-care planner in your inbox, just pop some emojis, maybe some flower emojis into the comments for me, and I know that I need to then get that right on over to you. Yay, how exciting. Okay, so the third thing that we can do this week to really look after ourselves, to really take care of ourselves a little bit better, is to, and these might sound really different, right? Because I'm not saying drink water, eat well, and exercise. I'm saying, be okay with saying no, allow your wise, loving adult in. And number 3 is get vulnerable. Get vulnerable. And we all know that sometimes that can feel a little bit strange as a woman, right? So I want to say, look, we already know that you're Superwoman. We already know that you can do it all, because we as women have been proving that to each other and to ourselves for a very, very long time. So I want to say it's okay now to start opening up, to share how you really feel. Again, giving you permission to actually feel what you're feeling right now, and not to discount it, not to be like, I'm feeling this way. Why am I feeling this way? I need to get out of this. No, just you're feeling that way, and that's okay. It's okay to feel that way, right? We give you so many tools and techniques in here and so much support to lift you and raise you out of these, deeper, darker moments, that I'm not afraid that you're going to stay there for too long. I want you to get vulnerable enough to feel what you feel and get some support. Allow yourself to get some support. So getting vulnerable to you might mean feeling the feelings this week. It may also mean telling a friend, like actually sharing how you feel. And I am number 1 for not always being good at that. And so this week I am opening up a lot more. I did with my friend on the phone this morning. I'm really sharing, I share stories with you guys. I share from my heart, but I don't always call a friend when there's something going on with me, and I'm learning to get better at that. Getting vulnerable for you may also mean just delegating, right? Like for me right now, I have a beautiful woman with my children. I don't want my children to be away from me, and I can get very focused on not having them far from me, right? And not really letting them go, and just being grateful for the help. And so I'm really stepping back into that this week and just being like, wow, how amazing is this that I can show up here and I know my kids are happy and so well taken care of. Isn't that so beautiful? And just letting that be. And yeah, it feels vulnerable to not be the one looking after my children while I'm working, but then look at what I'm bringing. I'm able to follow my own dreams. That's such a beautiful role model for them to have growing up. All that the business brings to them and our entire family, the happiness that it brings to their mother and the house, the home, the energy in the home, so much, so worth it. It's a bit vulnerable, but that's me getting vulnerable today and just being like, I'm really grateful for that, and I'm okay with that, right? And so whatever it is for you, it may mean delegating, it may mean getting extra support around the home, it may just mean opening up and feeling your feelings. Yes. So let me know. Okay, number 4 is creating boundaries. Creating boundaries. So think of boundaries as your invisible force field. And go ahead and pop into the comments if you, okay, let's do a 1 to 10, scale of 1 to 10. How good are you at setting boundaries right now? How well are you doing at setting boundaries right now? Personal boundaries, I mean. So let's think of boundaries boundaries are your invisible force field around you, right? And we want to make sure that you're safe, that you are, walking around in safety and in more grounded and more centered. And so to do that, we have to set these boundaries, physical boundaries, emotional boundaries, just to make sure that we kind of have this little protective bubble. And we also I do energy clearing. Let me see if I have it here. The boys may have gone, but I use like a little sage stick, and I actually kind of clear and I protect my own little bubble that way too. And I just absolutely love the smell too. So yeah, this is sage. We grow sage in our garden, but I haven't yet made like a smudge stick by myself, but I think I should try it because I don't think it's that hard to do. But this one has come from a friend of mine. Okay, so boundaries. Boundaries may mean invisible force field. Boundaries may mean that protective bubble. Boundaries may mean, clearing like I do, and then actually having like an energetic protection practice that you do. I do. Boundaries could be sharing with someone, sharing, just as we set boundaries with our children, setting boundaries with the adults in our life, and setting boundaries as to what's okay for us and what's not okay for us, or what our needs are, and actually just allowing ourselves to share our needs as well. Yes. Okay, so go ahead and popping into the comments on a scale of 1 to 10. How are you doing with boundaries? It could be boundary setting with others, because that is a typical one that comes up. And then number 5 is finding the joy in the little things. And I'm going to ask you a few questions. Like Ocean's about to come in and say hello. And every now and then, like, big things happen to us, right? Like really great, wonderful, big things happen. But for the most part, our days are the sum total of just all the little things that happen. You're a little thing that happened. Do you want to come and say hi? Mummy's on a call.
Mummy, I need to get some water.
Some water. Okay. Do you have it up there?
Yeah.
Okay. So some of total of all the little things, right? So finding joy and happiness in all the little things to make our day feel so much better. And this is, again, something that I was talking to my beautiful bestie about this morning. And she's like, you know what? No matter what is going on around me, I'm so grateful for all these little things that I have in my life. I'm so, so grateful. So being thankful. So often we don't always realize just how much we value something until we no longer have it, right? But we want to look in the mirror, really appreciate who we are, really be thankful for what we have, thankful to have this body that we can move around in, walk around in. We're not really thinking, most of us are not thinking too much about our body as we go through the day. We're not in like chronic pain or, bedridden, or we're up and about and we're physically able to move. What a beautiful, wonderful thing, like that we can live our life out in this body. Amazing. So and then gratitude for people. So people doing little things for you. Ocean just came and gave me a little hug. He came to get some water. He didn't have to come and give me a little hug. I'm so grateful for that. Like, that's so sweet. He's definitely a little thing in my life that I'm very grateful for. So go ahead and pop into the comments below. What are you grateful for? What are the little things that you're grateful for? And sometimes it's easy to see the bigger things and be like, I'm so grateful that, I just got that raise, or I just got that promotion, or I'm so grateful that I have this big thing that's just happened in my life. But all these little things, our life is the accumulation of all of these. So if we could be grateful for every single one, we're going to feel a whole lot better and just feel like we're actually giving some of that love like back to us. Amazing. So I'm going to ask you a couple questions. You can either write these down on a piece of paper or you can pop them into the comments. You can send them to me in Messenger. I would love to hear what are you most proud of in your life? What are you most proud of in your life? Go ahead and pop that either into the comments or into your journal. Write it down on a piece of paper. Or you can just write them down now and then send them to me in Messenger. I would love to see them. What are you most proud of in your life? What am I most proud of in my life? I think I'm most proud of my connections. Yeah, I think I'm most proud of my connections. Like, I have beautiful connections with so many people, and I guess I've invested a lot of energy into them, and I'm really proud of them. I am. What are you most proud of in your life? And then the second question, we have a bit of a blower in the background now. The second question is, what makes you get out of bed every day and keep going? I'm just going to close this door. What makes you get out of bed every morning and keep going? So what is that little thought in your head that's like, yes, I'm excited for that today. Yes, I need to get up because I need to do that today. And it feels good to you. What is pulling you? What pulls you out of bed in the morning? What are you driven toward in the morning? What makes you truly, truly happy? That's another one. What makes you happy? I had to do this. I had this question given to me in one of my certifications recently, and it was like, what brings you joy? And it was interesting because as you know, I'm deep in all of this work. I live by it, I live and breathe it, and then I share it with others. And I was like, wow, I don't know that I've ever listed them out like that. Like, I've definitely listed things that I like to do, activities that I enjoy, but I don't think I've ever really thought of it like that. Like, what brings me joy? What brings me joy? And now I have this long list of all these items that bring me joy in my life, and I just go to my joy list. Like, if I just want to raise my vibration, if I want to feel more loved, if I want to feel happier, I just go to my joy list now, and I can just choose something from that joy list. I know it's going to raise my vibration so high. So what truly makes you happy? What truly makes you happy? And I want you guys to list all of these out, and then have this list, like my joy list, that you can just go to on a daily basis. And what we want you to do is, through these questions, let's see, is there one more question that I had? Yeah. Oh yeah, we'll wait on that one. So through these 3 questions that I've just asked you, let's go over them one more time. What are you most proud of in your life? What makes you get out of bed each day and keep going? And what makes you truly happy? I want you to come up with the activities that you're going to put into your self-care planner that I'm going to send you. And then you add these activities into your self-care planner for each day of the week, and you have that set. So you know that you're going to reach like that deepest part of you and really take care of that part of you that needs that lift, that needs, to be brought back to joy. You're going to love it. And then the final question for you today is just, what would you miss most if you were just taken from this planet? So if, use your imagination. If aliens came down and just like took you, if some spaceship came down and just took you, if the moon grew arms and just came down and you were just plucked off of this earth, what would you miss the most? What would you miss the most? And that's going to give you just really nice, deep insight into what actually fulfills you, and at the bottom of your heart, like what truly, truly makes you happy. What would you miss the most? And I know some of you are like, ice cream, but see if you can go a little bit deeper. See if you can go a little bit deeper. Mine was just like strawberries. I would really miss strawberries, but I miss strawberries already because we don't have them in the islands. But let's see if we can go a little bit deeper than that and just see what's there. Like, what would you miss the most if you were just like taken off this planet tomorrow? And so being grateful, we want this to be a daily habit for you. Gratitude reminds us of what we have, the people we love, how lucky we are, why we should carry on, why to keep going, right? Why keep making an effort in life? All of that. We celebrate everything in the Rejuvenate program because of that. So it lifts us to that place where our authentic self can really see what's going on with us, see the benefit in all that we're doing, and helps us to drive forward, right? So we don't get as stuck. So gratitude means we can focus our time and energy on other things, right? We can focus on the things that are the most important to us rather than on, sometimes we get stuck in like this mundane to-do list kind of place. So we don't want to squander time. Like, we're here for a short period of time. We want to make the most of it. So we want to get clear on what's important to us and really focus on that, and that will help us to drive forward toward our dreams, our visions, whatever we want to create in this life. So let me know in the comments below, or reach out to me in Messenger if you guys would like the self-care planner. I would love to give that to you. Rebecca and I made it with heart. We love it, and we are so excited to share it with you. I hope you have an amazing day today. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm looking forward to hearing your answers to the questions and also what you're grateful for today. Love you guys so much. Have an amazing day. Bye.